Imagine a life where the constant noise of the world doesn't control you, where you find clarity, peace, and even strength in the power of silence. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you that silence holds the answers to some of life's biggest struggles? In this video, we'll uncover 6 incredible lessons from Buddhist teachings that reveal the transformative benefits of silence and how it can change your life forever. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn will surprise you. Lesson 1. Silence reveals the true nature of your mind. Our minds are like restless rivers, constantly moving with thoughts, fears, and distractions. Silence is the stillness that lets you see the river clearly. It reveals patterns of thinking you weren't even aware of, doubts, judgments, or anxieties that run in the background. By observing these thoughts without reacting, you realize something powerful. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer. This shift in perspective changes how you approach life. Instead of being controlled by your mind, you start to control it. Start with 5 minutes of silence daily. Sit, breathe, and simply notice your thoughts. Watch as they come and go, like clouds drifting through the sky. Lesson 2. Silence enhances clarity and focus. Life's noise scatters our energy. From constant notifications to endless tasks, distractions dilute our ability to focus. Silence, however, clears the mental clutter. It's like wiping a fogged-up mirror. You begin to see your priorities and values clearly. When you embrace silence, you can focus on the present moment. You stop reacting to every distraction and start directing your energy toward what truly matters. This clarity is where productivity and peace intersect. Dedicate time to work in silence. No music, no interruptions, just pure focus. You'll be amazed at how much sharper and more creative your mind becomes. Lesson 3. Silence deepens self-awareness. How well do you truly know yourself? Most of us go through life on autopilot, reacting to situations, following routines, and letting the noise of the world dictate our thoughts. Silence is the key to breaking this cycle. It creates a quiet space where you can pause, reflect, and truly get to know yourself. In this silence, you begin to ask the questions that matter most. What truly makes me happy? What am I holding on to that's causing me pain? What patterns or habits are keeping me stuck? Silence is like a mirror. It reflects who you are beneath the surface. Buddhism teaches that this reflection is where self-awareness begins. In the quiet, you start noticing emotions you might have ignored, fears you've suppressed, and desires you haven't acknowledged. This awareness isn't always easy. It can be uncomfortable to face your inner struggles, but it's the first step toward meaningful change. When you spend time in silence, you realize that many of your thoughts and worries are just noise, things that don't truly define you or your worth. You learn to separate yourself from the chatter in your mind and focus on what really matters. For example, you might notice that you've been holding on to resentment from a past experience. In silence, you can ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? What can I learn from it? How can I release it? These reflections bring clarity and help you make better decisions moving forward. Silence also helps you connect with your core values. You may realize that much of your stress comes from living a life that doesn't align with what you truly care about. When you're more aware of your values, you can start making choices that feel authentic and fulfilling. Here's a simple practice to deepen your self-awareness through silence. Spend 10 minutes each day in a quiet space with a notebook. Begin by sitting still, breathing deeply, and letting your thoughts settle. Then, ask yourself these 3 questions. What am I feeling right now? What am I afraid of or worried about? What do I desire most in my life? Write down whatever comes to mind without judgment. Don't worry about being perfect. Just let your thoughts flow. Over time, you'll start noticing patterns and gaining insights into your inner world. The beauty of silence is that it doesn't just help you understand what's wrong, it also helps you recognize what's right. You begin to appreciate the little things that bring you joy and notice moments of peace and gratitude that often go overlooked. In silence, you meet yourself fully, your strengths, your struggles, and your potential. This meeting is the foundation of growth and transformation. The more time you spend in silence, the more you'll discover the unique person you are beneath the noise of the world. Remember, self-awareness isn't about judging yourself, it's about understanding yourself. When you know yourself deeply, you can start living with intention, authenticity, and purpose. Take a moment today to embrace silence, and you might just uncover parts of yourself you never knew existed. Silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. Lesson 4. Silence connects you to the present moment. Have you ever felt like life is slipping through your fingers because your mind is always racing, worrying about the future, reliving the past, or juggling endless distractions? Silence is the antidote. It's the anchor that pulls you out of the storm of overthinking and brings you back to the present moment, the only place where life truly happens. In Buddhism, the present moment is often called the doorway to peace. When you sit in silence, you begin to notice the simple yet profound details of life. The gentle rhythm of your breath, the sound of birds in the distance, or the sensation of your heartbeat. These are all reminders that life isn't something to chase. It's happening right now. Silence helps you break free from the habit of living in your mind. Most of the time, our thoughts are either replaying past mistakes or worrying about what might go wrong in the future. This mental chatter creates stress and prevents us from fully experiencing the beauty of the present. By embracing silence, you create space to let those thoughts settle, like muddy water becoming clear when left undisturbed. Imagine sitting quietly for just a few minutes and observing your surroundings. Without the noise of your phone, the chatter of others, or your inner critic, you start to feel a profound connection to the here and now. This connection fosters gratitude. You realize that happiness isn't found in grand achievements or material things. It's in the small, everyday moments we often overlook. Silence also sharpens your senses. You begin to hear the rustle of leaves, feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, and notice the subtle flavors in your food. These experiences bring you back to the richness of life, reminding you that even the simplest moments hold incredible value. When you're fully present, you also become more aware of your emotions. Silence gives you the chance to ask yourself, what am I truly feeling right now? Am I acting out of fear, love, or something else? This awareness allows you to respond to life with intention rather than reacting impulsively. For example, instead of snapping at someone because you're stressed, silence helps you pause, recognize your feelings, and choose a kinder response. Practicing silence doesn't require a lot of time. Start small. Set aside 2 to 5 minutes each day to simply sit and focus on your breath. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the present. You can also integrate silence into daily activities, like eating without distractions, walking without headphones, or sitting quietly in nature. Silence also helps you recognize how often we fill our time with distractions to avoid discomfort. Social media, conversations, and noise become shields to avoid facing deeper thoughts or feelings. But when you allow silence to take their place, you begin to confront what's truly in your heart. This courage to face yourself, without judgment, is where healing begins. One of the greatest gifts of silence is the sense of peace it brings. When you live in the present moment, you stop worrying about what's beyond your control. You realize that the past is unchangeable, the future is unpredictable, and the present is all you have. This shift in perspective reduces stress and helps you approach life with calm and confidence. Remember, silence isn't about emptiness, it's about fullness. It's about immersing yourself in the richness of now, where every breath, every sensation, and every experience is a reminder that life is happening and you are a part of it. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly paused to experience the moment you're in? Take a few minutes today to sit in silence and focus on your breath. Notice the world around you and the peace that comes with simply being present. The present moment is where joy, clarity, and freedom reside. Silence is the key to unlocking it. When you embrace silence, you rediscover the beauty of now, and in doing so, you rediscover yourself. Lesson 5. Silence reduces stress and cultivates inner peace. Stress has become a constant companion in modern life. Deadlines, social expectations, endless notifications, and the hustle to keep up create a never-ending cycle of tension. The noise around us, both literal and mental, keeps our minds on edge, making it hard to find calm. Silence, however, is a powerful remedy. It offers a sanctuary where the mind can rest, the body can heal, and the soul can reconnect with peace. When you embrace silence, you give your nervous system a break. Stress triggers the fight or flight response, flooding your body with adrenaline and cortisol. While these chemicals are useful in emergencies, chronic stress keeps them elevated, leading to fatigue, anxiety, and even health issues. Silence counteracts this by activating the rest and digest system, slowing your heart rate, calming your breath, and lowering stress hormones. In Buddhism, silence is seen as a gateway to inner peace. It's not just about turning off the noise around you, but quieting the constant chatter of the mind. This chatter, your worries, fears, and self-criticisms, is often the source of stress. When you sit in silence, you can observe these thoughts without being consumed by them. Over time, you realize that you are not your thoughts. This detachment allows you to let go of the mental noise and find stillness within. Imagine this. You've had a long, stressful day. Instead of scrolling through your phone or turning on the TV, you decide to sit in silence for 10 minutes. At first, your mind might race with everything that went wrong or what still needs to be done. But as you focus on your breath and let the thoughts come and go, a shift happens. The tension in your shoulders eases, your breath becomes steady, and your mind starts to settle. That's the healing power of silence. Silence also allows you to process emotions that might be contributing to your stress. Often, we distract ourselves from feelings like sadness, anger, or frustration, hoping they'll go away. But unprocessed emotions don't disappear. They linger, creating inner turmoil. In the quiet of silence, you can acknowledge and release these emotions, freeing yourself from their grip. Practices like silent meditation or mindfulness walks are excellent tools for reducing stress. During a mindfulness walk, for example, you focus on the sensations of each step, the way your feet touch the ground, the sound of leaves rustling, or the feeling of the breeze. These moments of silence help you shift your attention away from stressors and into the present moment, where peace resides. One of the most profound benefits of silence is that it reconnects you with your breath. Your breath is your anchor, the steady rhythm that grounds you even in the midst of chaos. When you're stressed, your breathing becomes shallow and quick, signaling panic to your body. In silence, you can consciously slow your breath, sending a message to your mind and body that it's safe to relax. Silence doesn't just calm the body and mind, it nourishes the soul. In the quiet, you begin to feel a sense of wholeness and completeness that isn't dependent on external factors. You realize that peace isn't something you have to chase. It's already within you, waiting to be uncovered. Here's a simple exercise to experience this. Find a quiet space and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in, counting to 4. Hold the breath for 4 counts, then exhale slowly for another 4. Repeat this cycle for a few minutes. As you do, notice how your body relaxes and your thoughts begin to fade. This is the power of silence. It brings you back to yourself. Silence also helps you build resilience against future stress. The more you practice silence, the more you develop a calm, steady mind that isn't easily shaken by life's challenges. When difficulties arise, you can return to the quiet strength you've cultivated and face them with clarity and composure. Think of silence as a retreat you can access anytime, anywhere. Whether it's a few moments of stillness in the morning, a quiet break during a hectic day, or a peaceful evening alone, these pockets of silence are like a balm for your stressed mind. Ask yourself, when was the last time you gave yourself permission to simply be still? Try it today. Turn off the noise, sit in silence, and let your mind and body rest. You'll be surprised at how much peace and clarity await you in the quiet. Silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's the presence of calm, clarity, and healing. By embracing silence, you create space for stress to dissolve and inner peace to thrive. It's not just a momentary escape. It's a practice that transforms how you live, one quiet moment at a time. Lesson 6. Silence strengthens your connection to others and the world. Silence is often misunderstood as isolation, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful tools for building deeper connections, with yourself, with others, and with the world around you. In our noisy lives, filled with endless conversations, notifications, and distractions, we rarely stop to truly listen. Silence changes that. It teaches you how to hear not just words, but the emotions and energy behind them. In Buddhism, silence is seen as a way to cultivate mindfulness and compassion. When you embrace silence, you stop filling conversations with unnecessary words and start being fully present. This presence creates space for genuine understanding. Instead of listening to respond, you begin listening to understand. People feel heard and valued in your presence, which strengthens your relationships in profound ways. Think about the last time someone truly listened to you, without interrupting, judging, or rushing to offer advice. It probably felt like a rare and precious moment. Silence allows you to offer that same gift to others. By staying quiet and present, you show that you respect and care for what they're sharing. This creates trust and deepens your bond with them. Silence also helps you become more attuned to the unspoken. Much of human communication happens beyond words, in facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice. When you practice silence, you become more sensitive to these subtle cues, making your interactions richer and more meaningful. At the same time, silence helps you connect with the world around you. In our busy lives, we often rush past nature's beauty without noticing it. The rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, the sound of waves crashing on a shore, all these moments are invitations to connect with the rhythm of life. When you embrace silence, you realize that the world is constantly speaking to you, but you've been too busy to hear it. The stillness of a forest, the vastness of the night sky, or the gentle hum of the wind. All of these remind you that you are part of something much greater than yourself. This connection fosters humility, gratitude, and a sense of belonging. Silence also deepens your connection to your inner self. In quiet moments, you can reflect on how your words and actions affect others. Are you speaking with kindness? Are you acting with integrity? These reflections help you grow as a person and show up more authentically in your relationships. One of the most profound lessons of silence is that it teaches you when words are unnecessary. So often we speak to fill the gaps in conversation or to avoid discomfort. But silence has a presence of its own, It allows emotions to be felt and understood without being rushed or diluted by words. Sometimes a silent nod, a warm gaze, or a gentle touch says more than words ever could. Practicing silence in relationships can also help you navigate conflicts more effectively. Instead of reacting impulsively or defensively, silence gives you a moment to pause, reflect, and choose your response wisely. This approach diffuses tension and creates space for more constructive, compassionate conversations. Here's a simple exercise to try. During your next conversation, commit to listening in silence. Resist the urge to interrupt or interject. Instead, focus entirely on the other person, what they're saying, how they're saying it, and what they're feeling. Notice how the dynamic of the conversation changes and how much more connected you feel. Silence doesn't just connect you to others, it connects you to the divine. In Buddhism, silence is often seen as a pathway to spiritual awakening. In the quiet, you can hear the whispers of your intuition and the deeper truths of life. You begin to sense the interconnectedness of all beings and feel a profound sense of unity with the universe. When you sit in silence, you also become aware of the balance between sound and stillness. Both are essential parts of life, like the inhale and exhale of breath. Embracing silence teaches you to appreciate the spaces in between, the pauses that give life its rhythm. Ask yourself, how can I use silence to connect more deeply with others and the world around me? Start by creating small moments of silence in your day. Whether it's a quiet morning walk, a silent dinner, or a few minutes of stillness before bed, these moments will transform how you experience life. In the end, silence isn't just about being quiet, it's about being present. It strengthens your relationships, deepens your understanding, and connects you to the world in ways that words cannot. When you embrace silence, you unlock a deeper level of connection, one that transcends noise and speaks directly to the heart.